Hey there, I'm Greg Spackman with Keller Realty, and I just got some feedback, and a couple people have reached out recently and they wanted to know some of the first-time homebuyer mistakes. So I decided to make a quick video on that today and share with you some of the mistakes that first-time homebuyers are making. So I'll get right in on that. If you could please like and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me grow. And if at the end of the video, if you find this useful, then please share it with anybody you know that would be helped by watching it. It's not necessarily tailored to Utah only. However, it may benefit you more in Utah than it would elsewhere. So I'll go ahead and get started right now. And here is mistake number one. Not finding the proper real estate agent to help you. I found that this is probably the biggest step. It should be your first step. I've seen lots of people skip or they wait on this step, like they want to go to open houses and then they have like 20 agents emailing them, calling them, texting them. You can avoid all of that by just going and getting yourself a really good agent that's qualified and knows what they're doing ahead of time, and then you can still look at open houses. However, then you'll just be able to give them your agent's number instead of having to worry about all of that hassle. So having a great agent like myself will definitely help make your home buying journey more fun and productive. You won't waste as much time. The goal as an agent is really to help guide you step by step through the process and be there for you. Buying a home is very rewarding and can be a huge financial benefit to you, so choose your agent wisely. Mistake number two, choose a good lender. The real estate agent will typically recommend one. Usually the one that they're picking is going to be someone that's good, that's going to give you a good rate, that's going to make sure you're qualified, make sure you're looking at the right homes you want to look at. They're your financial sounding board to help you get the payment that you want. They'll talk you through everything that has to do with the different loan types. The agents will typically know the different loan types, but they don't necessarily know always what the one is getting you the best rate right now, since that fluctuates, and their job really isn't to be your financial piece part of it. It's more the lender side would help you through that. So make sure that you get connected with a really good lender so that that part of it, the transaction, is smooth, and you don't end up going out and looking and finding the home that you want and then finding out later that you can't qualify for that for some reason, or something happened with your job where you moved and then you didn't do something in the right order. You want to have a lender help you with that and make sure you're all dialed in. Mistake number three that I've found that lots of people are making is they're not getting pre-approved. They want to skip this step and step number two, and they just want to go look at homes, and then they're looking at homes that are either too high in price, or they could have looked in higher price homes. It works both ways. You want to get pre-approved. You want to know what your payment's going to be. You want to know how that financially, all of that is going to work. So we want to make sure that we've handled that. So getting pre-approved is really important. It also makes it easy when you're ready to make an offer, that you can just make the offer. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, now I got to talk to the lender. You're already done with that step. And they require some paperwork, tax returns, pay stubs, some of that stuff up front. And that's how you know that you have the right lender, when they're giving you that information, or wanting that information to look over rather than just running your credit score. Mistake number four, down payment money. After talking to the lender, they'll let you know how much money you need for your down and all your closing costs and all of that, everything related to the loan. You wouldn't know how much you need necessarily. You can use some of the calculators to get a rough idea, but you really want someone that's going to handle your loan to know and tell you how much you need to have. And you know, a lot of people either think they need too much or they don't have enough. So it kind of goes back and forth on that. Number 5, repair, renovation, and maintenance costs. I can't tell you how many people that barely squeak into the home and then they don't have enough saved or set aside for repairs. And when you buy a home, you live in the home differently than the other people. You may run the air at 70 degrees, keep it at 70, and they kept it at 78 all the time, so they never really ran the air. And 3 months in, your AC unit is no longer working. So one thing to help counter this is add a home warranty when you purchase your property. That way you have a little bit of protection that might be able to help you in that regard. Number 6, too much house. This can cause you to have a higher payment than you really can afford. Remember, you need to factor in having money for eating out, for fun, for vacations, all of that stuff. So you don't want your lifestyle to suffer too much. I mean, it's okay if it's for a short time, but you don't want to suffer and be house poor. You want to be able to enjoy your life and do the things that you want to do. Mistake number 7 would be credit mistakes. Once you're pre-approved for your loan, do not change anything on your credit at all without talking to the lender. That means don't go buy a new car because your car died, or don't go buy and open a credit card at the furniture store and buy furniture. That sort of thing. You want to not change your credit at all. That even means paying cards off or anything without talking to the lender and getting their signed seal approval on whatever you're doing that could change your credit. We've had people get 2 or 3 days from closing, and they run there, and then they bought a car that last weekend thinking that it wouldn't show up on their credit. Well, the bank or lender will run your credit one last time right before the loan is done. And if they see that on there and that pushed you above your debt to income ratio, you won't be buying your home. And then you'll probably lose your earnest money because you did that. So you want to make sure that you handle that and you do that the right way. Number 8, buying a home is an emotional decision. This one is tough, as home buying is usually emotional for one or both of the people that are buying, and it's not really easy to deal with. But being emotional usually leads to paying for more than the home than you wanted, so you have to stick to your budget and plans. And this one is not easy because you kind of fall in love with the home, so you're almost willing to pay whatever you need to pay to get the home, and sometimes you just have to be able to say no, and that's not easy. Number 9, you're going to need 20% down. No, you're not. But the lender should have discussed this with you. You can buy a home from zero down to paying it all off at once, all cash. You need a certain amount so that you can avoid PMI, which means private mortgage insurance. So once again, this kind of step has to do with the lender side, but a lot of people feel like you needed 20% to buy a home, and you don't. So I'm not sure where that myth got started, but it definitely hasn't been that way for a long time. Number 10, the unicorn. There's no real perfect home. There's just homes that are better than others and have enough features to make them the best home for you. So you can spend far too much time trying to find the perfect home or our retirement home or our forever home. Don't worry, if you get connected with a good agent like myself, you will find a great home. It's just not going to have everything because it's almost impossible to find every feature you're looking for in a home, even at any budget. Number 11 is moving costs. Get several quotes up front. That way you have an idea exactly how much it's going to cost to get you moved. If you're planning to move yourself, just check U-Haul or whatever other trucking company you're going to borrow the truck from. to be able to move your stuff, so you have kind of an idea of how much money you're going to need. I highly recommend that you do this early on in the process, just so you have an idea, and so you're not trying to scramble at the end. You already know it's going to cost us X to move, so we have X saved, and our moving costs are handled. Number 12. This is my last homebuyer mistake, and probably one of the most important ones, besides choosing the best agent, is skipping the home inspection. This was a terrible thing for people to have done over the last 2 years buying a home. I have not recommended this, nor have I had anybody skip it. I've typically had people do like a pass-fail inspection over the past 2 years, or else I told them it wasn't best to get that home. You need to know what's wrong with your home. You know, what if it has structural issues, electrical issues, safety issues. You need to know all that when you're buying a home. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be fixed when buying it, but you want to know what those are so that you didn't get yourself into a money pit. And there was that old movie with Tom Hanks in it called The Money Pit. If you ever want an idea or anything more about it, just watch that movie, and hopefully you never buy a home like that ever. So me and my team are here to help you. To get started, click the link below to schedule a Zoom session with us. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm out.